One of my favorite numbers.
Hi, and welcome to day 7 of the 9 candles. And as you all know, a person who needs no introduction, although I'm not pointing the right way. Anyway, that's Sheila from Celtic Tarot. Hi, Sheila.
Hello. Thank you for always offering, and I'm so glad to join.
Yes, and she's here to help us build our energy to head into the end of the candles. And we're going to go over and light the candles, and then we'll chit chat about what you're up to and how people can reach you and what you do. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. And as you all know, I'm not great at lighting the candles, so we're going to do the best we can. As Jupiter and Venus meet in the sky on June 9th, we are invited into the moment of expansion, beauty, hope, and heart centered possibility. Jupiter brings growth and abundance and wisdom. Very good. Jupiter lit up this time to our vision. Venus brings love, harmony, and creativity. um, Pleasure and connection to our actions. Together, they create a powerful, energetic doorway for gratitude, attraction, healing, and joy. Imagine standing beneath the twilight sky, which you'll be able to do this on the 9th, as the sun's setting. You'll be able to look up wherever you are in the world and see Jupiter and Venus almost on top of each other, just conjoined, a brilliant bright star. And when we're talking about that, we're going to light Sheila's candle. There you go. That's the 7. And we're going to combine our light together. And above you, Jupiter and Venus shine brightly together, two celestial lights weaving their energies into one radiant stream. Jupiter whispers, expand beyond fear, dream larger, trust the path opening before you. Venus whispers, open your heart, receive beauty, allow love and kindness to flow freely. As their combined light gently pours around you in the warm liquid starlight, it fills your heart first, softening old worries, dissolving heaviness, awakening hope. Let this light move through your body, into your mind for clarity, into your spirit for faith, into your hands for creation, and into your future for possibilities. And then ask yourself quietly, what am I ready to welcome with joy? Where am I being called to trust abundance? How can I create more beauty and harmony in my life? Sit for a moment with whatever arises within you. Now imagine placing one of those intentions into the hands of the universe, something you wish to see grow with grace, wisdom, and love. See Jupiter magnifying it with opportunity, while Venus surrounds it with compassion and balance. I open my heart to divine timing. I welcome the growth guided by love. I trust the beauty unfolding in my life. I feel the energy of Jupiter and Venus glowing within myself, expansive, gentle, and full of possibility. This is where we all bring our lights together through the candles. And when we're ready, we return slowly, carrying their light with us. And with that, ta-da! Hi.
Hi.
That'll be fun. If you can go out actually earlier than the 9th of June, any night that the sun's setting now, they're so close together. But I learned this cool trick. You put up your fingers and you put 5 stars. If you find Venus, if it's 4 days or 4 days away, it's Jupiter's there. If it's 3 days away, Jupiter's there. If it's 2 days away, Jupiter's there. And on the 9th, they'll be on top of each other.
All right. Can't wait. I know from my back porch.
Hmm.
It was either last night or the night, it was the night before. My grandson and I were looking up, and Venus was very bright, and Venus and Jupiter were right there.
Right. And they're gonna be do
Can't
together.
wait. Yeah, we found them real easily because my grandson comes in and goes, "What is it that what planet is that? They're so bright." And so we got out our little stargazing thing
Hmm.
and we looked up and it told us where they were at. So Jupiter and Venus are very bright in the sky right now. Even now, you can go out and see them.
Right. And even if you're really directionally challenged, we tape all these early guys. So things, what do you mean? It's like on 2 days. If even if you're
Yeah, it's true.
directionally challenged, you can go into Google and it'll guide you through where you need to stand and where in your sky. So,
That is true. And there's a
so
lot of apps that you can, they're called sky grazers, I think it's called, or
guys,
something along the. And you can also do that as well. That it'll show you all of the stars that are up in there. Mine's called Star Guide. That's what it's
mhm.
called. And I can point it up in the sky and it tells me where all the planets are and all that good stuff. So,
Yeah, I mean, and it's the fun thing about these times is we've had so many gloom and doom astrologic things this spring. I mean, I thought I was going to lose it in April when 7 planets were in Aries and they're all jumping up and down on each other. You and I were talking about it. When you were a little kid, you'd go on long family car trips with all the kids in the back seat of the car.
yeah.
That's what the planets were doing to each other.
Ugh, they're fighting. I gotta go to the bathroom. Stop touching me.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, that's funny. I wouldn't touch you. You have boogers. I mean,
Yeah. And then we wouldn't touch them, but we get so close, right?
uh-huh.
Like, I'm not
Right.
touching you.
Mhm. Yeah, well, basically the planets were doing that to each other this spring, and now we've got this beautiful conjunction coming up, and it's hitting in Cancer. Is it? Yeah, it's in Cancer, and it's just going to be a lovely time um, for us to expose ourselves. I mean, these things are moving around us all the time, and most of us don't live in places where we can have a clear enough sky to see it plainly, or do we care to? Because we got stuff to do and people to see. But it really is enchanting when you go out and you experience one of those conjunctions and take a look at it. And especially this one, because it's gonna be warmth and gratitude. And if you're used to working with the moon, you understand the moon cycles, how these work. Well, these are
Yeah.
slightly bigger and
Yeah.
important.
Well, we have the blue moon coming up on the 31st.
Right.
So, and then something about because we've had two full moons in the month of May,
May.
which is magical unto itself when it is within the same month. But the blue moon, it talks about, that freedom, that getting rid of all the stuff. I can actually kind of read a little bit of it off, and that's kind of where I'm at today. I just literally came out of um a situation that I've had to literally seriously look into my nervous system. I have realized that I have not acknowledged and or taken care of my, say, nervous system on this planet. I've done other stuff, shadow work, this, that, and the other. I was thinking that maybe it would just line it up and everything would be okay. But I have to really, really look into what's going on there. And we have the blue moon coming up, and then one of the sayings on the blue moon is just remember that the growth does not happen at all at once.
Mm-hmm.
First comes the bloom,
Mm-hmm.
then comes the harvest.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the whole thing is like change that's coming, and all the differences. Once you plant your seed, you have to germinate that seed. You have to, use the what feeds that seed. And then you get to the point where you're at the end where it's finally coming to bloom. It's not like I plant my seed today and tomorrow my gifts are on the porch. It doesn't
Right.
work that way.
Not at all. And if
So,
you've ever grown a garden, and that's the fun part of growing a garden, is we tie back into how do we relate to things that change slowly? Because I want it and I want it now.
right. Yes, take that time to release. That's the reason why the time is so incredibly important when it comes to healing. Um, because there's so much more to just letting go. Some
Hmm.
of you used to look at me and go, let it go. And I used to go bonkers. I'm like, oh, you think it's like that? Do you really
Hmm.
think it's like that? I used to get so angry. But now I realize that letting go is the easy part.
Hmm.
The hard part is walking through the process of it leaving.
Hmm.
So letting it go, I'm like, I'm letting it go. Now the work will begin.
Hmm. I had a therapist one time who told me that people talk about the thing they most want to get rid of, and eventually he would mentally see it in their head, like they're talking about how they're letting it go, they're letting it go. But when he notices when they finally let it go, it's covered with claw and scratch marks of you holding on
Yes.
because
Yeah.
we don't. Uh,
Because we're afraid of the work afterwards.
Well, it's not even the work, it's what's going to fill that space.
Yep.
You got a
Yeah.
bit of Irish in you, don't you?
I bet I got 98%.
Okay.
My did my DNA, actually 97% was like Irish top and then English. I connected to the Scots and the English and all that. And then the rest is mud.
I'm Irish and Viking and
Ooh.
1% Portuguese.
Yeah, well, I don't have any Portuguese. It was all, I was just astonished at how my ancestors stuck so closely to each other.
Speaking of not letting go,
Yes. How
that
did a child in 2020, 1968 come up with a DNA that's almost 100% Irish? I'll never understand.
well, they had, when we were talking about, how you just don't let things go. And in Ireland, it's always okay. So you get past a milestone, and then the Irish thing is, so what bad thing's coming next? I mean, that's just built into, and it's part of the genetics of their history. If you read the
Yeah.
history, so it's the next bad thing after the Duat and Dayton, the fairies that really formed Ireland left. It went downhill from there.
Yeah, sure it did.
And
I would love to go home to a country I've never been to.
yeah, you'll feel it though if when you walk there.
I bet. I feel it when I'm not even there.
I had a friend who kept telling me she kept, before she went to her trip to Europe, she kept dreaming about these cliffs. She said, "These are the weirdest cliffs I can't." And so I sent her a picture and I said, "These cliffs?" And she said, "Oh my God, that's the cliffs I'm looking at." Well, that's the cliffs that are near where my mother came from.
Mm,
And this friend of mine was Irish and Irish ancestry. And
yeah, I want to go to Dublin for my first leg of the trip because there is a library there that has some
Mhm.
of the most oldest books, and I just want to go look. I just want to go look at them.
I read
So,
a book once called How the Irish Saved Western Civilization. And what happened was when during after the fall of Rome, when everything was getting all tossed over the place all over Europe and it was kind of a chaotic mess, the Irish monks just kept copying the old texts that were the
mm,
basis of, and there were things when they went into Ireland, they found that were part of Roman civilization that they thought was lost forever because no one knew where any of the books were anymore.
mm, well, that's probably them.
It was
I'm
probably
drawn to them so badly. I dream about these books, and I I just want to I want to go look at them.
it is
So
the
there,
library I'm thinking of. It's like 4 stories high when you walk in the front
it
part.
is. And it has those little ladders you get on, you can
Hmm. Yeah.
I want to go for a ride too, I guess.
Yeah, so Sheila's going to. So when we read about American psychic thrown out of Irish library, we won't have to read any further in the stories. We'll have it all.
So Sheila was arrested in Dublin
Hmm. Going for them old books.
at that library. Yeah.
So what else you got going on? I know you're free of your more 9 to 5-ish work. What are you
I
doing?
am. The summer has came. That means a little bit more freedom. I am getting my garden started, and we don't know here in Colorado yet if they're going to put us under water restrictions. So we're kind of like hanging in the, because we just didn't get the snow we were supposed to have.
Hmm.
Of course, it was 70 degrees on Christmas Day. So we've really had a very light moisture um Christmas or summer winter, thank you.
Hmm.
Winter, so we're kind of waiting on that. But other than that, I really don't have very many plans. I'm going to, like I said, I was telling you earlier, I'm going to Amarillo. I'm gonna go visit my grandmother's grave. My sister and I are. I don't know why. We just kind of feel like we need to go do that.
Hmm.
And then probably a trip to Chicago to see my granddaughter, and then the rest just hanging out,
Well,
doing some
what fun.
videos.
Yeah, well, she'll still be around to talk about the big news if it shows up, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Sheila's extra flair. So anyway, I want to thank everyone who joined us tonight. We are so close to the end and we get to blow the candles out, and I have to blow the candles out. And I say this every time, if you're lighting candles with me, remember to blow your candles out, because if you don't, you will have no candles left. Oops, things get hot. Goodbye, Sheila.
Bye.
Bye. We're going to come back and say goodbye formally and wave and be presentable. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow night.
Bye.